Nick Cannon, you got some splaining to do about a comment
this
he made.
came out of left field, by the way.
Yeah, he had made a comment recently about Planned Parenthood, and it was a little unclear what he meant. Luckily for us, we got Nick at LAX. He was coming in, and actually I think he was leaving, but we got him and asked him exactly, just to clarify what he meant when he made a comment that he felt Planned Parenthood was like birth control.
Right.
Not birth control, population
control.
Population control for poorer communities, although...
Well, he doubled down on this.
Hey, quick question. So you, Planned Parenthood, the comments that you made, can you elaborate?
I can. It'd take a long time, though, because I wasn't even...
Just a quick one. About, a real genocide?
Yeah, modern-day eugenics.
Can't elaborate anymore?
Yeah.
It's an important topic.
Population control.
You think? All right.
Wow.
Yeah. The use of the word eugenics is where it really gets like, because that's a term that is...
Well, it's Nazi Germany.
Nazi Germany, right.
And it's like, I don't know where that came from and what he's saying. And
let me attempt to, and I think if he had it to do over again, I think Nick would not use the term eugenics. But I think his point is that people in poorer communities are not being allowed, as he thinks it is, to reproduce because of Planned Parenthood.
I'm trying to understand this. Is he's pro-life on this?
It sounds like it.
It sounds like it to me.
It sounds like
I've never heard him talk about this.
Although I'm not sure he is. I think he's just talking about, I don't know.
He might just be talking about that.
Guys, this is so irresponsible to me that Nick Cannon's doing this, because Planned Parenthood not only just performs abortions, but they do all sorts of things. They do cancer screenings, they do a lot of stuff. So by him coming out saying that he's basically anti-Planned Parenthood, it's really irresponsible. And also, everyone uses Planned Parenthood. A lot of low-income people, any color, use Planned Parenthood. So I don't really understand what he's saying.
Well, but that was his point.
His point was about low-income people, right? And I don't think he even meant. I don't think he even meant black or white.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like one of those things, like you're sitting around a smoke-filled room and somebody goes, "Hey, man, you ever think Planned Parenthood is trying to stop us from reproducing?" And then one dude actually takes that idea and goes out into the world like it's for real. I think before Nick speaks about things like this, he should take his time to do a little research and know what he's talking about.
If he has a point, and clearly he has an opinion, but to get it across and actually have people listen to you, maybe don't use the word eugenics.
Yeah, I mean, eugenics is the key to this, because, look, there are a lot of people who are pro-choice and a lot of people who are pro-life, and it's a huge debate in this country.
But to say that it's being used to create a master race...
That's the part where he goes off the rails.
It's almost like he's saying it's being used to create a race of only rich people.
Right.
And they're going to slowly kill off all poor people.
No, it's not being used to create it, it's been used to preserve it.
Because you're going to, by killing off, by not allowing the poor people to reproduce.
Increase our numbers and stuff like that, then we can't come for the throne, come for the title.
Hello, this is Tasha from Houston, and I'm thinking that Nick Cannon should probably look up the definition to words before he uses them, because women choosing to terminate their pregnancy and doing that in a safe environment is not that. It is not genocide. It's not eugenics. It's not population control. And of all the services that Planned Parenthood offers, 3% of those, from the last statistic, 3% of those are abortions. Like 40% is STD testing and treatment, and 35% is contraception. So I would really like for him to stick to things that he knows about, or at least get educated before he makes these ridiculous comments.
Yeah, it was, I got to say, I was shocked when I saw this over the weekend.
In your mouth, Nick Cannon. She had the numbers.
She was good. She was good.